Oda just dropped a bombshell for us. In this chapter, we got the aftermath of the Kobe retrieval arc, the disappearance of Elusia Kingdom, and we finally see the start of the Straw Hats vs Kizaru Round 2. I've been hyped for this fight for so long. Anyways, let's start off with the beginning of this chapter. We start off in Fuchsia Village, and we get the town's reaction to the news of Vice Admiral Garp's missing on Pirate Island. And it's nice to see everyone again after hundreds of chapters. We even see the mayor yell at Makino's baby accidentally. But the best moment of this scene is seeing Dadan's reaction to both Garp and Luffy's battles. Soon we find out that the East Blue, North Blue, West Blue, and South Blue are all having earthquakes, tsunamis, and more natural disasters all around the world. And no one even knows what's happening, because just 6 days ago, the Elusia Kingdom was erased from existence and was hidden from all media. And I just have to say, the reactions we see are so cool. We see old allies like Laboon, Iceberg, and we even see the aftermath of Elusia Kingdom, which just turned into a massive hole in the sea. Due to this, the water level rose 1 meter up, and it's also causing earthquakes and other natural disasters, like what we just saw happening in all the blues. We see so many people suffering due to this one event caused by Imu and the Dorose. The scene finally goes to the New World. We see Egghead Island surrounded by tons of marine ships. This fleet puts a buster call to shame, and we all know what a buster call looks like. The fleet is composed of over 100 marine ships of different sizes and classes. With all of these ships, there's a total of 30,000 marines. That's 6 times the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. We even see a ship take out a mecha monster in one shot. We eventually find out that Sentomaru is actually on the phone with Kizaru, where Kizaru just asks Chill eating soba, and Sly talks his way in to negotiating with Sentomaru, but Sentomaru declines and threatens Kizaru. And Kizaru just replies with sarcasm like he always does. Bro is not serious. We finally see a flashback of Vegapunk researching on Kizaru for the Pacifista, and Kizaru says that he has to kill Vegapunk for researching the Void Sentry, and Kizaru has no choice since he's just a cog in the machine, which summarizes Kizaru's character so well in just one phrase. Kizaru does say he does not want to fight this war, as there aren't many positives, since they're going against a Yonko crew. It's still just so much fun to say that Luffy is finally a Yonko, and the Straw Hats are finally a Yonko crew. Kizaru catches on that CP0 has lost due to Straw Hats' interference. In the next panel, we finally see one of the 5 elder planets, 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 Saturn. Apparently he is the god of defense science, so maybe he's a perfect matchup for Vegapunk. I never really caught on to that. We'll theorize later. Saturn seems like he has a high IQ because he deduces that everyone must be in the Labostratum, and that they've teamed up with the Straw Hat Pirates. He realizes that no one can get in or out of the Labostratum, so nobody knows what's happening inside Egghead Island for over the past day. Saturn tells them to execute any Egghead researcher that escaped Egghead Island, because they cannot risk the Void Sentry being leaked. Weirdly enough, we see that Saturn says Bonnie can be safe. I don't know if this is foreshadowing, or he's just a pervert. Suddenly, we get a transmission from Egghead Island, and it's somebody calling the Dorose in Marijois. But it's none other than York the traitor. We see that York is still trying to make a deal with the Dorose, since their current one was broken by Luffy. Well, because of Luffy. We see the Dorose shepherd Jupiter considering a new deal, asking York if she can replicate the Mother Flame alone. And I don't know what the Mother Flame is, but it seems powerful. York agrees, but with some requests. Number 1, she won't get hurt in this war. Number 2, the laboratory will not be damaged. And finally, number 3, York wants to be a celestial dragon. And I don't know why. But funny enough, in the next panel, we see York screaming for them to save her as Straw Hat Luffy's gonna kill her. And that shocks everyone, including me, because Luffy's been chill since Gear 5. He's been having whatever Kizaru's been having. But the chapter ends with this amazing panel of everyone inside the Labostratum right next to York. And Zoro looks so cool in this panel. We see him holding up a sword right up to York's neck, and we see Luffy eating meat, not understanding anything that's happening. And they both look drippy. We also see Brook, Vegapunk, Nami, Jinbei, and we see Sanji in the back with the Tate. And we even see Luchi in the background chilling with them. This has to be one of my favorite panels in One Piece. I honestly didn't suspect Luchi to be hanging out with them, but it just looks so cool. But maybe it's just because it's been 2 months since the last Egghead chapter, and I might have forgotten Luchi alliance with Luffy, and now they're chill. I don't remember. I can't stress this enough. Zoro looks so cool. Egghead Island makes anyone look badass, other than Frankie. Frankie looks like a goofball. But this was an awesome chapter. The final saga of One Piece has been dropping bangers non-stop. But I do have a couple of theories I want to talk about. Sadly, I think this arc will end up the same as Sabaody. Or Oda's making us think that way and showing us that things are going to be different for the final war. It would be so sad for Luffy to lose once again, but there are so many similarities. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like Oda's been revisiting old arcs and merging them into new ones. Doesn't Egghead seem like a mixture of Enies Lobby and Sabaody? Just think about it, we get Luchi and Cypherpole again. We see that the Navy's actively hunting Robin just like Water 7, and Egghead is a brand new world compared to anything else the Straw Hats have seen before. Hell, we haven't even seen that. And in Sabaody, there's amazing geography. We even see some new tech with bubbles. And with Egghead, we see all this advanced tech that even we don't understand. There's also Kizaru as the main villain. Plus, the Straw Hats had their egos up when they arrived at Sabaody, and it's the same thing for Egghead. The similarities are just there, and I have to think it's one of those two options. But now, let's talk about Saturn. He is the god of defense science, so I think he probably has a couple ways to get past Dr. Vegapunk's inventions, and he might have a defensive mythical zone fruit like Sendoku's or Marco's. Anyways, I'm done for now. Hopefully you guys like the newer content around here. If you want to watch Gear 5 live, then join the Discord server. And that's not the only thing. The Discord server has tons of things to do, like minigames, movie nights, and we even talked about anime and manga. And you guys should join, unless you like isekai. Then we'll bully you. Join the Discord server in the description down below. And in that description, you will also find a subscribe and like button, and you should click that. Because if you don't, I will get my boys, Luffy and Zoro, to beat you up. How about watching the Gear 5 video on the right? Or how about watching the video all about Ace on the left? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace! Get it? One Piece.